What's up, everyone? It's Cannan back with another Final Fantasy XIV video. Today we are pretty much going through an info dump, guys. Going to be a lot to talk about. I'm going to try and get through it as fast as I can. Hopefully 15 minutes at the most. Hopefully it's no longer than that because I want to get this up ASAP. Though it's planned to go up tomorrow, but you know, got a lot of stuff going on. Got to work tomorrow and all that. So the Tokyo Fan Fest for 2024 for Final Fantasy XIV is now good and done, and a lot was announced. If you haven't already watched it, I did a reaction to the full Dawntrail trailer. I also did a reaction to the Pictomancer and Female Hrothgar trailers and gave my thoughts on that, so please go watch those. Sadly, like I said in one of the videos, I didn't do that for Viper because I got spoiled on the trailer for it, so there was really no point in me reacting to it. I probably still could have watched it and gave my thoughts on it, but I'll give my thoughts a little bit on Viper in this video. There are some stuff we are going over in this video that I will go a little bit over, but I'll save a lot of stuff I want to say about it for other videos. But as always, guys, if you enjoy our content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and let's get it going. So a lot of this stuff, not a lot of it, but some of it is stuff that they went over during the other fan fests. I just decided to wait until the Tokyo one because it really seems like since that's the final one where they show the full trailer and all that, that's where a lot of stuff comes out of. So to start off, we're doing pretty much system updates for the game itself. This is what this video is going to be covering. And the first thing, of course, we're going to talk about is the level cap, which is going from level 90 to 100. Not much else to say there. That was kind of expected, though I do remember seeing comments way before Dawntrail was even officially announced that 14 won't go to level 100 because in most Final Fantasy games you can only go to level 99, but it looks like that is definitely not the case. So yes, we are going from level 90 to 100. We're getting 10 other levels, so I'm guessing the next expansion after this will go to 110. And it's funny. We got some of the artifact armor sets with this, which we're going to be going over some new gear a little bit later in the video, but I want to go ahead and touch upon these. Looks like we've got Dragoon. I think the one next to Dragoon is Ninja. Then Warrior, of course. Red Mage, and then the other one, I think that might be Scholar. I'm not sure. But yes, short and simple for this part. Level 90 to level 100. Then, of course, we've got the two new jobs, Viper and Pictomancer. You guys, if you'll go watch my video on Pictomancer, I give my thoughts on it in that. Viper, I think, looks cool. I will definitely try it out, but, you know, my main character, Asa, she's a monk through and through. So she'll try it, but it won't be the main. Now, for other characters, definitely. I'll definitely use Viper for when I reach Dawntrail. Pictomancer, I haven't leveled up many magical DPS. I think the closest... well, no, that's a lie. A magical physical DPS, I've leveled up Dancer and... well, Dancer is ranged DPS. Never mind. Red Mage, I have leveled up to level 90. So I can't really say I've never fully done a mage character all the way. But like Black Mage, I think I started the quest line and just never finished it. Jess plays Black Mage, so I haven't really thought about playing it anytime soon. I'm more of a physical DPS, so I'll definitely try out Viper. I think it's cool that it's a dual wielding class. If in most games, if I can't fight with my fists and feet, I like to dual wield. I also like the fact that the two swords can combine. Little bit of Zidane from Final Fantasy IX going on there, but yeah. So I think Viper looks cool. We'll definitely try it out. Pictomancer, I might it'll probably be secondary. So next we are moving on to new core battle content. And this is really just, new fates, new things for the hunt, new treasure hunts, new quest synced side quests. So pretty much your basic stuff. There's going to be new fates, there's going to be new side quests, etc. So not really much else to say there. And of course, we will be getting some new dungeons. Now, so in this picture, they're only showing us two. One looks like a temple, and the other one looks like it takes place out in the jungle. They have released some pictures detailing some more of the dungeons. I'm going to save that for another video. But Dawntrail's definitely going to have more than just these two dungeons, but I wanted to include it here because, of course, system updates, this is definitely going to be something. New threats. Now, apparently, these are going to be some of the enemies that we encounter in Dawntrail. They have names, but I didn't write them down because I wrote all my notes for this while I was at work, so I didn't really have time to go full detail. But it looks like we have some kind of birdish-like reptilian thing, because it looks like it's got like a beak and all that, like a bird, but it's got scales as well as wings and all that. So yeah, the other one looks like a robot of some kind, or maybe an automaton of some kind. And then the other one is just a really big buff cactuar. Like, that's exactly what it looks like. So just 3 enemies. So I don't know if these will be common enemies or if these will be like bosses. More than likely they're bosses, but you never know. Okay, now we're going to look at some of the new gear sets. And of course, there'll be new recipes for crafters to make. Now, of the ones we see here, this masked one, I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. This one might be machinist, maybe? I don't know. This one I'm not sure of. This one I'm not sure of as well. This one looks like a fisher. This looks like a fisherman. This is dancer because we see it in another one. And is this maybe the male scholar outfit? I'm not sure. But yeah, let's look at some of these. So these were shown at one of the other one of the other fan fests. I believe this is male white mage, of course. Then you've got dancer. Looks very it looks kind of similar to some of the other outfits dancer has had. And then of course you've got dark knight. And then of course the one I was most excited to see, monk. I can't wait to see if there's a slight difference between the male and female version. I like the gauntlets. I don't know if that's just the gloves for the armor set or if that's also the weapon, because for monks I prefer the gloved weapons. So yeah, I'm hoping that's actually not only the gloves but also the gauntlet weapon itself. Then another one they showed off, looks like we have a summoner, a samurai. I don't know what that white one is. Originally, I would say maybe that's a healer. Maybe that's a sage. I'm not sure. I can't tell. It's not a class that I've played as. And then the other one, of course, is a gunbreaker because you can see the bullets off their hip. Plus, they're holding a gun blade. Wait a minute. What? I think this one right here, the one in white, is a sage, I think, because I see what looks like one of the things on their back right behind the gunbreaker, I think. At first I thought it was a weapon they were holding, but both their arms are like, he's like this, so I'm not sure. Then we have this one, which I think the male Makote is definitely a paladin. And at first, I thought the Lothalel was a black mage, but no, that is a astrologian. Then you have Reaper, which a lot of people are thirsting over because of the chest piece. And then you have a machinist. So yeah, that is our artifact gear, which I'm guessing will be available at level 99, just like in Endwalker, where it was level 89 where you could get it. And then another thing that many people are looking forward to is, of course, they did announce, of course, that they will be adding duty supports to Dawntrail, and it is confirmed now that, yes, Kryl will be a duty support NPC now that she is a DPS. So, yeah, that was confirmed. And, of course, another thing many people are excited for is the two slots of die. So I chose this one just because you guys know I play as a female Makote, so of course I was going to use this one. So we've got the original outfit, then we've got one dye where the shirt has been dyed green, and then we've got the two dyes where the jacket, except the middle brown part, has been dyed blue. Apparently, they did confirm that the reason why the middle part does not dye is because it is made of different material. So, you might still run into something like that. But there's a lot of people, more than I thought so, that are excited about the dyes. Okay, next thing, which I'm still not 100% sure on what exactly this is, but cosmic exploration. It looks like we are going to be planet hopping, and from what I understand, it's going to the dead planets that we learned about and helping restore them. Now, at first, I thought maybe this was something to replace Island Sanctuary, because I don't think they mentioned Island Sanctuary at all. I know there's one more quest coming for it that you get for level 20, but I don't know if Island Sanctuary is done now, or if this is something like the Ishgardian Restoration. I don't know. You can play with somebody else, and you can work together toward it, or you can play it solo. So, yeah, don't really know much else, tell you the truth, on that. Next, of course, is Growing Light Part 2, patch 6.55. It is coming out January 16th, so this will wrap up the post-Endwalker story and lead us right into Dawntrail. And they have announced that there will be a 24-hour maintenance before it goes up, because they're switching out machines and all that. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty long maintenance. And usually the Part 2s of the patch content is not very long. It's like 3 quests maybe, but I believe Yoshi P said it was going to be 2 hours worth of content, so we'll see. Next, which I'm going to save for a different video, is the Alliance raid for Dawntrail, which will be Echoes of Vana'diel, which is a collaboration with Final Fantasy XI, the other MMO in the series. We have not been told much of anything about its story, though I know a lot of fans of Final Fantasy XI are excited about this, because Final Fantasy XI, to this day, is still being supported. I've thought about playing it, but I just don't know if I have time in my life for 2 MMOs. So yes, more on that later. We are also getting another 8-person normal raid called the Arcadian. We don't know much. It's just that people have already said this building or whatever, and it looks like a GPU or a graphics that, like, I don't know. It looks like the inside of a computer pretty much. But yeah, this goes with the whole city that's called Solution 9. Like, it seems like we're going from Terral, which is what you expect in Final Fantasy XIV, to this cyberpunk futuristic looking world. So not much is known about that yet, but yeah, we'll be getting a raid with it. Jess is not a big fan of these 8-person raids. She thinks they last way too long. And I agree that the fight's not so much, but the cutscenes for normal raids are pretty lengthy, but she's been marathoning all the ones that have already released. The only one she hasn't done yet is Pandemonium. But I told her if you do them as they release, it's a bit more bearable. It's a bit more bearable to go with. And for Dawntrail, the ultimate raid that we are getting is Futures Rewritten, which is from the Eden raid. So for people who love that really hardcore content, right there you go. And also coming in Dawntrail, Blue Mage is getting updated. We're going to get more Inspector Hildebrand quests, because who doesn't love more Hildebrand? He will not be taking a break like he did in Shadowbringers. We're going to be getting a new deep dungeon, which goes with like, what was it called? It was Tower of the Dead or something like that. I only messed with that a little bit and I lost my temper with it. But yeah, we're getting a new deep dungeon like that. New additions to Gold Saucer, another variant dungeon, and of course some updates to PvP. They are also talking about finally bringing in another field operation like Boja and Eureka. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Because a lot of people have been upset that we've not gotten one in a long time. So, yes, they are talking about that. But the one that they're wanting to do next, you apparently have to play with a good amount of players to complete it. So, we'll see how that goes. Next, also, we are... Speaking of Blue Mage, we are getting a new limited job in Dawntrail, and that is Beastmaster. Not much has been said about it yet, though a lot of people are theorizing that it's going to be like Pokemon. You're going to collect monsters or something like that. But, I mean, that could be kind of fun. I'm not particularly fond of Blue Mage. I don't like the grind of it. But that could be actually kind of fun. I might actually consider that. Dawntrail is also getting a new beast tribe, the Pelu, I guess is how you say it. Now, if I remember correctly, these characters showed up either in Final Fantasy X or 12. I think it was 10. So these are characters that have been in the game before. They're a diminutive people inhabiting your Quopaka, seldom seen without their distinctive masks, natural entrepreneurs who travel the continent on alpacas, or alpaca back. But yes, this is going to be the new beast tribe that we are introduced to in Dawntrail. Okay, so for this next picture, I'm going to be off screen because I wanted you guys to see it as close as you could. And I only used one picture. I didn't want to use every single race. So, of course, I used female Makote. But they also talked about the graphic update. Now, of course, if you look, you can definitely see a much bigger difference. The original, the character's skin always looked kind of plastic-like, where now you kind of see pigmentation a little bit for their skin. Also, Yoshi P talked about how he always felt like, as far as lighting in the game goes, that characters with darker skin just didn't look good for him. Like, it was not up to par, in his opinion. And so that's one of the reasons why they're showing a lot of the characters with darker skin, was to show that off. The hair, like the hair looks more like hair in the update, where in the original the hair does kind of look very waxy in a way. The leather on the Makote's top in the update actually looks like leather. You can actually see the sewing work into it. And Yoshi P said that they could have went even more with this, but they were really worried that people would load the game up after this takes effect and think, well, my character doesn't look the same anymore. And just in case that happens, every player will be getting a free file of Fantasia in case you're not happy with how your character looks now, and so you can use it and try and make them look better. But I'm happy with this. I love the new character models. I love how gear is even being updated for it, but the landscape also looks great. But please remember, Yoshi P originally said when this graphics update was announced that don't expect like Horizon Forbidden West like graphics. It's never going to look like that. So yeah, like it's going to be. I think people who have played the game long enough will definitely be able to see a difference. Now, I'm very unclear on what parts of the game are going to be touched up or at like day one. of course, Dawntrail will be. But please, if someone knows in the comments, remind me. Did they say that A Realm Reborn would also be one of the ones touched up first, and then as patches start coming out, they will graphically update every other part of the game as it goes. Like then Heaven's Ward will get hit, then Stormblood, then Shadowbringers, and then Endwalker. Because I think that's what they said, but I don't think every part of from A Realm Reborn to Dawntrail is going to be graphically updated at once. I could have sworn I read that that's not what they're going to do. That they're going to do it in spurts, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. All right, and I believe this next picture is also full screen because there will be a lot of people who will be interested in that, and that is the system requirements for Dawntrail. Now, as someone who mostly plays on consoles, even though I have a PC, you guys will be able to go through this and take more out of it than I could. Because even though I have a PC, I've not really gotten into updating it or anything yet, because I'm already at almost 3,000 hours on the PS5 version of 14. I really don't need to start over now. But as you can see, minimum requirements, 8 gigabytes of memory. Graphics cards needs to be a NVIDIA. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't really talk about graphics card that much. GeForce GTX 970 or higher, and an AMD Radeon RX 480 or higher. Screen resolution, they want to be at 1280 by 720. Now, recommended, they want you to have 16 gigabytes of RAM and a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 or higher, and an AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT or higher. Screen resolution 1920 by 1080. So yeah, that's quite a bit of a raise there from the minimum. But in my experience, this game doesn't really need a whole lot of power to run. But with a new graphics update, that might be changing. Who knows? Alright, now let's move on to the Xbox Open Beta. We're almost at the end. Now, this picture I have is old. I completely missed the point that they had released an updated one. And so we now know that the Xbox Open Beta will run from mid-January all through February. Now, I do not mind this at all. More players is always great. It'll help Final Fantasy XIV's growth. It'll help it reach more people. The only thing I'm worried about is it being like Endwalker again and having like a 30,000 queue. I really hope that doesn't happen. I hope they are prepared this time. But, we'll see. Only 2 other things to go, and the next to last is the Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XVI collab quest line. It is coming out in early April. They've not really said much else about it. We just know that for doing the quest, we get Clive's outfit, which will definitely be a glam. And we get a mount and a minion of the puppy dog. So that's incentive enough to play it right there. So yes, early April for that. So it's definitely coming out after patch 6.55 and before Dawntrail. And last but not least, we have this new art for Dawntrail. We've got several characters that we already know, like Kryl, the Warrior of Light, Arenville, Oriange, Thancred, and then of course we have newer characters. We have the female Hrothgar, which her name has been said now, but I don't know it well enough to pronounce it right now. No one knows who the woman at the top is. There's already people thirsting over her, so go figure. We have no idea who she is, and we have no idea who the male Makote is. Now, of course, I think the one next to the female Hrothgar and Thancred, maybe that's like a village leader of town, or maybe that's just to represent the people of Tyrol. And of course, the big guy with the twin swords is the one that the Order of Light is fighting in the trailer. And so, yeah. And that's about all that I've got to show, guys. That's about all they went over. Tried to shorten it as much as I could, but still over 20 minutes. But that's the system updates as far as new stuff that's going into the game, and like the system requirements, the Xbox Open Beta, all the stuff coming to Final Fantasy XIV between now and the summer. So next few videos I'll talk about, my expectations for the new raids. I'll go over some of the dungeons they've showed, some of the stuff they've shown for us, so what's going to be in the game, like locations and stuff like that. But hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, leave a comment, all that good stuff, guys. As always, this is Cannan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.